Okay, awesome. So we are recording. I am super excited, guys, and super blessed. Um, Lindsay is freaking amazing, and I'm so excited for her to share her story with you guys. And she has so many tips about a lot of tools that I feel like we have like right under our noses that we aren't using. So I'm really excited to hear everything that she has to say. Yes, I'm so freaking excited for it too, Cassie. It's gonna be amazing. And please, if you guys don't have a notebook, like write it on your freaking arm. Like I don't even care. Write it down because she's gonna have some amazing tips, and I want you guys to make sure that you guys are paying attention. And I'm going to and let you go ahead.
We're good. Ow, sorry, Benny just bit my toe. Okay, so starting out with my story, right? I must have missed that part. Okay, cool. All right, hey guys, I'm Lindsay, obviously. So I'm gonna like tell you the nitty gritty of my story too. I'm not just gonna make it sound like it was amazing because it definitely wasn't. So I joined July 31st, 2015. And I joined after Cassie harassing me for 4 months. So if you have a potential right now that is not answering you, or you're like, oh my gosh, why isn't anyone signing up the second I get their phone number? Just remember that it took me 4 months to sign up. 4 months. Okay. She followed up with me every single Friday. And I remember I was like, why is this girl following up with me on Friday? I'm like dreading this. Like Friday's coming and I know this girl's texting me. Oh my God. And along the way, like my family told me it was a scam. My friends made fun of me. It was just like a hot mess. And like, even though I had like all the odds against me and I definitely didn't have $99, there was something in the back of my mind that was like, I have to do this. Like, I have to try this. I have to do it. So finally, I joined very late at night. And I'm gonna be totally honest, guys. If I spent $99 on something that I had to put work in, I was gonna put work in. Like, I think too many people too often just join this and kind of like wait for money to fall from the sky. And like, if you're doing that, you're like not going about this business the right way. So I knew that like I wanted to make my $99 back because I did sell it, or I'm sorry, I did sell clothes to come up with the money. And they were like my favorite clothes and my favorite Uggs, and I was like so bummed. I was like, dang, like, oh, but it's fine. We're gonna make some extra money. So when I joined, I actually, now we all know, sorry if you've heard him scratching, he's scratching into the table. We all know that you have to have your first 4 LCs in 30 days, right? You get your fun shopping spree. So amazing, yay. Don't mind my broken nail. Hi, well, we need to get it fixed. But instead, I kind of like changed the rhythm of a newbie and I got my three, let's just make sure we're muted. Okay. I got my 3 distributors because as you all know, a steps to success is 3 distributors and 4 loyal customers. That's what you want to be shooting for minimally every single month. And so I got 3 distributors before I got 4 loyal customers. Okay. I didn't even know anything about anything, but I did that. And so in my first month, I made exactly $458. Like exactly. And I was like, yes, I made my money back and then some. So like, even if this doesn't work out, like whatever, like I'm good, right? So obviously you guys see me right now as a triple diamond, but like it took a lot of like blood, sweat, and tears to get here. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm gonna be totally honest, right? So along the way, I really lost like my spunk that I had the very first day, and I became really, really, really negative, like really negative. It was really bad. And I went to conference as a very broke distributor, meaning I hadn't ranked up yet. So you know how there's distributor, executive, Ruby, so on and so forth. I didn't even rank up yet. So I was making like in my paycheck like 60 to 75 bucks, right? Few fast starts here and there. So I went to my first conference and honestly, I was so negative that I wanted to quit. Like I wanted to literally quit. And it was really hard. Ben, no. Sorry, he's not allowed to chew on things, so I might have to yell at him every now and then. So I wanted to quit. And my friend, who's not in the business any longer, oddly enough, really talked me out of it. She was like, listen, you just have to keep going, I promise you. She was a diamond at the time. And I was like, oh, I just wish I could be a diamond. Okay, I'll keep going. So I just kept going. I was still super negative. I was not listening to my upline. I was not, Cassie was my upline. She enrolled me, Cassie Westland. And I was just like, I don't want to do anything about this. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm just going to be in my negative ball of energy, and that's all I care about. And along the way, you know, I promoted to executive, and then on my 9-month mark, I went Ruby. And when I went Ruby, I was still a nursing student. By the way, I left that out. I always leave like little bits and pieces out. I was a nursing student working multiple jobs this whole entire time, okay? But at my 9-month mark, something clicked in me where I was like, I should drop out of school and quit all of my jobs. Now, a little disclaimer, I'm not saying you have to do the same. I'm just simply telling my story. You can love your 9 to 5 and still do this. You can love your career path and your major and still do this. I was a little bit different. So I decided to do it. I quit all my jobs and I dropped out of college, and it was hell. My parents and I got in so many fights. It was literally awful. I lost so much money by doing that, with going to school and then like dropping out. But I just followed my heart. I've always been the type of person where you can't tell me what to do. No one can, not even my own mama. You know, I marched to the beat of my own drum, and I was like, you know what, I'm just feeling like I need to do this, even though I was like sucking at the time. So I learned doing really well in my business, and my mom finally said to me one day, she was like, Lindsay, you're gonna have to like start taking over more of your bills, like if this is gonna be your income. And wait a minute, this is not what I signed up for, because I bet you guys that a lot of you, I bet you guys, a lot of you guys have what's called a kickstand. Someone financially helps you in some sort of way, and that was my kickstand, was my mom. And when she finally like made that kickstand go up, I was like, oh gosh, I have to make this work. This is do or die. So I thought to myself, I can either go back to my 9 to 5 and re-enroll in school, or I can take this business more serious. So I took this business more serious. Now, what I'm about to tell you, I don't want you to think that it was a straight shot up. I'm gonna put another disclaimer. There was a lot of times that I like got really discouraged. There was times where I got really, I compared. I was really upset. You know, it wasn't all rainbows, but at the end of the day, I still had a vision. Ben, stop. I still had a vision on what I wanted out of this business, and that was going straight to the top. So, I'm trying to think of the timeline here. January of 2017, I went diamond. Conference was the next month. I had no team with me. I earned a $10,000 bonus. And another disclaimer, guys, an average diamond makes $2,000, and I was making well over that. Then in May of 2017, I went double diamond. At this point, we were getting ready to go to green carpet. Still not a single team member with me at any events. I didn't really even have a team at this point. No one was really working with me except for me. But once again, I never lost that vision. Didn't care if other people were with me or not. I was going for it. Like, I knew what I wanted, so that's what that mattered. Then, okay, so now I'm trying to not get lost on this timeline here. So then May of 2017. Okay, and then that conference, so mind you, I had no team with me, and then that conference, I think I had 6 girls with me, all but 2 quit. And then April of 2018, I promoted to triple diamond, and when I went to conference that year as triple diamond, I had over 20 girls with me. At that point, I had earned $25,000 in bonuses, and I was announced number 134 out of the entire company. I talked on stage as a top enroller, and like I said, wasn't all rainbows and butterflies, but that's the gist of my story. And we're still here and going.
I'm literally obsessed with you. I love that so much. I wanted to say, guys, I think the one thing I love so much about your story is the fact that you talk about like your struggles. You talk about like how you were negative and like you sat at where you were because of that. You know what I mean? And so like when I always tell you guys like self-develop or everybody stresses, like self-development. You need to do it. Like, this is why, because if you're negative and you're literally just like, that sucks, and, you know, I'm never going to make any money from that. Well, where in the world do you think you're going to get all this money from if your mindset is crap? No, nowhere. Like, you're not going to get the money. And I like how you just say over and over and over again, it's not a straight shot. Like, I think a lot of people join this business and are like, money is going to fall from the sky. Like, and I'm not going to make a single post, or maybe I'll just make one post and hope for the best. Like, no, you have to be consistent. You have to show up every day. So I literally love all that so much. And I wanted you to go into talking about, because you mentioned this briefly, is that you enrolled distributors before you ever enrolled customers. So can you really talk about that, and like why fast starts are like so important? Because you talked about how you made $450 and like, or $458 in your first month. And I think that's incredible.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, definitely. So obviously loyal customers are important, but I want you guys to understand something. You can be a mass enroller of distributors and loyal customers at the same time. I promise you. It just all starts with a click of your mindset and just telling yourself you can do it. So this was my mindset from the second I clicked submit. I said, well, if I can sign up for $99, anyone else can sign up for $99. If Cassie can sign me up, I can then go sign anyone else up. And all I did was I scrolled up in our texts and I used the exact verbiage that she used on me on other people. Like, did I just blow your mind? Ow! Did I just blow your mind? Like, seriously. So like, Cassie reached out to me super randomly. Now, I will say this, we did go to high school together. So she did know me from that. I have to get off the floor because he keeps biting me and it's very uncomfortable. So I did know her from that, I will say, but she did text me and say, hey, Linz, just a random thought. What are my lights doing? Have you ever thought about doing this business with me? Like, she literally didn't even say the words, it works. She didn't say anything except, have you ever thought about doing this business with me? And I was like, what are you talking about? Even though like I knew what she was talking about. So when I started, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to randomly ask people on Instagram if they want to make an extra income. Maybe I sounded like an idiot, but I literally enrolled 4 people in my first like 72 hours. Do you guys understand I'm going to give you a little clue, okay? Haley and Allison are both on my team. They have both made $999 fast start bonuses. That is a one-time bonus that gets paid out in just a week. Just a week, okay? So imagine you can make $1,000 in a week, and then imagine you did it again the next week. I know, it's crazy to wrap your brain around. Sorry, he's playing. He's growling. I know it's crazy to wrap your brain around, and I know it's like, oh my God, I just started and I only started for $200 and this crazy woman is talking about $2,000. It's possible. And I know that you would not be mad if right now it works deposited $2,000 in your bank account. You would be like, oh my God, I'm going shoe shopping. Oh my God. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would be so excited. So it does not matter if you don't know what you're doing yet in this business. It doesn't matter if you don't know anything about the products. I didn't either. And I just winged it and made it work and asked questions. That's why Haley enrolled you. She didn't enroll you to like throw you to the wolves and be like, hey, good luck, see you later, bye. You know, she's here to help. So if you want to make, let's just say you want to make minimally $100 a week in fast start bonuses, that's $400 a month, not including your commissions. Start reaching out and asking questions. Start reaching out and saying, hey, Haley, how do I enroll distributors? Okay, it's really that simple. So I hope that helped. Distributors are so important, I think, for obvious reasons, because like if you're not enrolling distributors, first of all, how do you expect to promote and make more money? And second of all, you're basically throwing away $100 every single week that you don't enroll a distributor.
Oh, boom, guys. Oh my God. Okay. She just like dropped that. And I hope you guys get chills because I just did. But I was going to say that I think like just telling yourself that like you can do it again, even with customers, guys. Like every single person, unless you are brand new, has enrolled a customer or a distributor. You've done it once. You can do it again. Like, get back to that same mindset that you had. I think sometimes we get in our heads and we think like, oh my God, that was so hard. And like, oh, or like, I don't know how I'm going to do it again. Just do it. Like, stop doubting yourself. Stop talking yourself out of like your greatness. Because I find myself doing that too. Like, you guys aren't the only one. Like, I definitely have done that before, but you have to like be like, whoa, like I'm being ridiculous right now. I can definitely do this, you know? And I also wanted to say, I know we didn't like put this on here to talk about, but I do want you to talk a little bit about self-development and just like why it is so important and what it is. Cause I feel like a lot of people like don't even understand what self-development is.
Yeah. So self-development is like a street name that we have for growing your mind and like reading books. Sorry, I'm all over the place, but I promise you I'm here. He's just driving me nuts today. Self-development is like a lingo word, you could say, that we have for just like expanding your knowledge, making sure that your mindset is positive. So you know, when you guys go to school, you have a major or you have a class and it's one particular subject that you study. In this business, it's like the same thing, except the things we study are about being a better leader, being a more positive person. So for example, there are different types of self-development. YouTube. I'm trying to show the YouTube app. Okay, we have YouTube. We have the iBooks app. Okay, where all of your books, audio, because like I'm dyslexic, I don't like to read, so I listen to audiobooks. These are all my books. You just click play. Sometimes it's a sermon that's on YouTube. Sometimes, honestly, like this is rare, but sometimes it's like a really good song. It's anything that like lifts your spirit. The Secret on Netflix is really great because I want to touch on something that Haley said before. If you want to be successful in this business, but you want to make, let's say, $500 extra. Well, I'm going to take a wild guess and say you right now do not have $500 extra, because if you did, you wouldn't be in this business. So your mind is going to look at that income and be like, whoa, you know, like, holy cow, that's a lot of money. For me, my account never saw past like $250 at a time. I know, it's sad. My car payment was $300 and my freaking bank account never saw past that. And so your mind is going to try and wrap itself around it, and it just simply won't, because it's not at that level yet. So your mind has to get to that level by reading books from successful people. So for instance, one of the good books that I'm reading right now is literally called Rock Your Network Marketing Business by Sarah Robbins. Another one is Multipliers by Liz Wiseman. Another one is The Greatest You by Trent Shelton. And they're just books, or, you know, audiobooks or YouTube videos or whatever, that are going to help you grow mentally. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just like people overthink it. It's really just like find a good audiobook that you click with and listen to it over and over again. And when you get sick of it, go find another one. And your self-development is not going to look the same as mine, because I have a red personality. So I like people to like give it to me hardcore. There are some people who like need to be like babied a little bit, and that's not a bad thing, but they need to have different types of self-development and be almost talked to in a different type of manner, if that makes sense. So make sure you find what clicks with you, and it's going to make your business explode. Sorry, I just stuttered there.
No, I love that. And I want to say that like for self-development, guys, I feel like a lot of people, like, how many of you, I want you to drop a 1 below if when she said read a book, you were like, I don't read books, or you know what I mean? Like you came up with something and you're like, oh, I don't have time to read a book, because I did. Okay. So drop a 1 below if like you felt that way about anything that she was saying, because I feel like for me, you know, when I started this, I was in school and I was working jobs. And when you literally told us to self-develop, I was like, girl, you think I got time for that? Like, no, I barely got time to work this business. That's why I started this business, is to work it in my free time. Now you want me to have more free time? Guys, how many of you drive to work? How many of you stay at home and you're a full-time mom? You know what I mean? Like drop a 2 if any of these are related to you. If you're a student and you go to school every day, or I'm trying to think of like what else. Like I guess like that's kind of it. That's like everybody in the world. But yeah, so I see like literally so many 2s were just dropped. All of you have time to self-develop, whether that's in the car, on the way to your class. Everything that she said was like, she was like audiobooks, YouTube videos, things that you watch on your phone. Guys, we're on our phones anyway. Just turn it on. You know what I mean? Listen to what they have to say. I'm not saying like don't pay attention and when you're walking across the street, like, no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying like pay attention to what they're having to say, because if you don't listen, it's going to go in one ear and out the other. And you're like, Haley, I self-developed for hours and I didn't learn anything. Okay, well then you need to go back and read it again because you didn't freaking listen to it. So I just want you guys to like find something that clicks for you. Like she said, everybody is different. I remember when I started, I listened to 10-minute motivational videos. I literally searched, how pathetic this sounds. I searched motivational video because I didn't know what self-development was. But you know what? It made me feel freaking good when they were like, go out and slay the day. I was like, yeah, like it made me feel good, right? Granted, nobody else probably was doing that, but it worked for me at the time. Now I do audiobooks. Now I watch The Secret, like she said on Netflix. Like now I have my things, and I'll go back and listen to motivational videos sometimes. But like she said, find your niche, find something that works for you, because again, like we all don't have the same self-development. And that's why I love sharing with you guys like what I am doing to self-develop, and I'll like send videos and stuff so that you guys have an idea of what I'm using, because maybe you guys will like it too, but maybe you won't, and that's okay. I seriously love that so much. I just had to touch on self-development because it's so important. I'm trying to find out what else I wrote down that I wanted you to talk about. Okay, so definitely, can we talk about life posting and why it's so freaking important to post every single day? And I'm not just talking the products because we are not spammy. I'm gonna let you take it from there.
Okay, so life posting is so important. Posting in general is important, but especially life posting, because the only type of posts, I mean, I'll rarely make a product post if I'm like looking to fast start someone, but guys, so posting is directly correlated with enrolling. Like, let me repeat that again. Posting is directly correlated with enrolling, and enrolling is directly correlated with making money. Does everyone understand that? So to go from point A to point C, you have to have a point B, all right? So if you're looking for a way to make money and you're like, Haley, how the F do I make money in this? It all starts with posting. So for instance, I'm gonna just touch upon a few things. Maybe you feel like your story can't be told because it's not like the normal story that everyone else tells. Like maybe you didn't need an extra income. Like Nicole Hassinger, she was a dental hygienist and she was making like $80K a year. She definitely did not need an extra income, but she joined because she wanted extra time and she wanted to save more. She knew she wanted a family one day. So all these things came into play where she was like, okay, I'm going to do this business. So regardless of why you joined this business, just know like your story needs. Okay, sorry, my boyfriend just called me in the middle of this and I told him I was doing a Zoom, and that's literally so rude of him. But hold on, let me just text him back. It's important to be heard. And someone said to me the other day, well, Lindsay, I don't need this really, like I don't need the extra income. So like, how do I talk to people about it? And I'm like, okay, maybe you don't, but like someone else does. So maybe you don't have to do this heartfelt story of like, oh, I really needed $2,000 extra a month, or our rent wasn't going to get paid. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, X, Y, and Z, that's fine. But someone out there is ready to like get evicted. So talk to those people. There's someone out there that, you know, doesn't know how they're going to pay for diapers or school books. Talk to those people. How do you talk to them? Guys, you have a service to offer, and it is called this business. So hello, start talking about it. Share Haley's story. Share my story. Share Cassie's story. Share Naya's story. Share people's stories. And then in your posts, maybe say, I'm looking for 5 people right now that are really struggling, because I know there's more than 5 people in this world that are struggling. And if you don't know what this business is about, or you're hesitant, or maybe you just want more time and not necessarily more money, just reach out to me. Let's chat. You guys have to stop cutting yourselves off and saying you don't know how to life post. Y'all know how to post about your Starbucks drink, and you're making people go to the drive-thru and you're not getting paid for it. Start posting about this business. And if you're not 100% sure on how to make a post, then go to Haley's page. That's the first thing I always did. If I was unsure, I would immediately go to Cassie's page and I would be like, okay, what is Cassie posting about? Cassie's posting about a pink lollipop. Wow, I'm going to post about a pink lollipop because she's obviously successful in this business. So like, I'm going to literally copy her, literally. And that's why I am where I am. I truly believe that. So it's so important to post. There used to be this thing called the 3-3 rule. Jade Hooper invented it back in 2015, not even kidding. It's a little excessive, so now I kind of have turned it into the 3 rule. And I say, if you are new, honestly, you should be posting on average 3 times a day, because that's how you're going to get people. So don't be scared to post. Make sure you're taking a nice picture. Guys, one thing I hate, I'm gonna be totally honest, is when people take selfies like this. And I'm like, I'm looking up your nose, dude. Seriously, hold it at a nice angle, or we all have iPhones. This thing has a timer. I put my phone on my windowsill and I set the timer, and I'll like pose or like whatever. I'll look like weird doing it, but it makes a really good picture. And then I'll use the what you call it, app. It's called Pick Tap Go. Sometimes I'll use Perfect 365 to like whiten my teeth, but Pick Tap Go, amazing. Brightens it, makes it more clear. Just freaking do the post. You'll learn along the way. Okay. So I hope that helped. Just freaking post, you guys, because like I said, it goes posting, enrolling, making money. Posting, enrolling, making money. Lightroom is a really good one too. So I hope that helped.
Yeah, I love that. And I want to say that, guys, she literally said, stop making up the excuse of I don't know how to post, because she just said she didn't know how to post either. And she's a triple diamond. Okay. So she was in your shoes. Okay. And you guys know that I've said, it's so funny. The words that like came out of your mouth were exactly what I said on last week's Zoom. I was like, guys, I didn't know what to life post. So I like went to Liz and Lindsay's and Cassie's and all these top leaders pages. And I shared all those top leaders with you guys. And so many of you guys still aren't following them. And that goes back to the whole, like, using the resources that you have. So many people say, you know, like, I'm not getting anybody, or I'm not getting anywhere. And like she said, posting equals enrolling equals money. Okay. If you're not going to post and you're not going to show that business sign open like they do in every store in America, nobody is going to know that you're open for business. You cannot just, you know, like, post your stories or tell your mom and then expect the whole world to know that you have an It Works business, because that's not how this works, you know? And I think a lot of people, I want you to touch on this so briefly, but I think a lot of people think that they don't need to use their Instagram, or that maybe like Instagram isn't as important as Facebook. Can you just kind of talk about like how you use Instagram? Because you're just so good at it, and I love that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, if anything, I would use Instagram over Facebook, you guys. Oh my gosh, like any freaking day, because I'm not pressured to make all kinds of statuses. And there's one feature on Instagram, and it's posting pictures, and that's what I'm really good at. So I will just say, I wanted to say this before real quick. Please don't think like a post, there's like a good post and there's like a not so good post. A post where you're telling a story and then at the end give people an option to reach out to you is the best type of post you can do. I've seen people make posts before where they literally hold up a coffee mug and go, I'm burning fat, message me. Not even kidding. And I'm like, wait a minute, no one knows what you're talking about. You have got to tell a story. It's like, if you were to read a story and open the pages and be like, fat burning coffee, message me, you would be like, what? What's fat burning? What? Why would I message you? But instead, I'm really like, happy Monday, babes. You know, I'm sitting on the couch with my puppy and I'm enjoying My pumpkin spice mocha, it gives me MC. I'm loving this life. I love this coffee. You know, drop an emoji below if you want more info. That's it. I literally just came up with that at like the top of my head. Okay. So I just wanted to put that up there real quick. But yeah, Instagram is so important. I mean, guys, this took a while, but I have 10.6 thousand followers on just this one account. And I would choose working this over Facebook. Now, I'm not saying do that because they're both really important, but make sure you're utilizing Instagram, because do you know how often people just sit on this app and scroll? And if they see a picture, like this is 𝕗𝕚𝕡𝕤, she's an ambassador. If I was random and saw this picture, I would be like, okay, wow, you're gorgeous. Need your bathing suit. What are you talking about? But sometimes people on Facebook, honestly, I scroll past tons of statuses. A lot of people, I follow a lot of you guys, and a lot of you guys will post a status. I'm not saying don't post a status, but I'm saying make sure you're doing both. You'll post a status and I don't even want to read it. Honestly, I don't even want to read it, because it's like, I don't care. I want to see something like this. Okay. So it's important to work both. Don't get my words twisted. It's important to work both, because you're missing out on a whole other network if you're not.
And I want to say, a lot of people, I don't know if you read my comment, but a lot of people don't want to post on their Instagram because of their friends, or I've been told, like, I just want to make a private It Works account. What do you have to say to that? Of like, I don't want to post because of like my friends. Like, I have a good Instagram going right now, so I don't want to post about like It Works on my page.
Yeah, I mean, well then honestly, like I'm not trying to be like harsh, but like, why did you even sign up? Because like, you have got to post. And guys, honestly, you don't know me from Adam, so like, why are you gonna listen to me about who to be friends with? But if your friends are unsupportive of you, doesn't that like kind of raise a red flag? Isn't that kind of like odd a little bit? So if your friends don't support you necessarily and it works, they can easily unfollow you. You can still be friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really not that hard. I mean, if you're more concerned about what people have to think of you, even if it's like your own mother, if you're more concerned about that than like paying your bills or having freedom of time, then like that's on you. But I don't think that when you go to pay rent, or you go to pay your cell phone bill, or you go to get your nails done, you're gonna be like, oh, sorry, I don't have any money on me because I don't work my business, but I do have other people's opinions I could give you in return. Like, you wouldn't say that, because they're gonna be like, we only take cash here, ma'am, not people's opinions. You know, like if I listen to people's opinions, like I wouldn't live in this like amazing apartment that I love and am obsessed with, and I wouldn't have this dog that's biting my toes, and I just wouldn't have all of these things. Like my student loans would not be paid off. So like, you have to make a choice. Do you want to like listen to your friends, or do you want to like make money? Because you can still make money and keep your friends. They just mute your posts. But you're silly for letting that stop you.
Heck yes. I freaking love that. And you know what's funny is my closest best friend did mute my posts. She did. She literally told me, please stop working. It works. And she was like, I want you to know I muted your stories and posts. And I was like, cool. I didn't know what to say, you know? Like now I'm here. And so that's why I wanted her to say it, because the thing is I feel like sometimes when I say it, it's not heard. But when it's from somebody who's like a huge role model, they're just like, oh my God, God told me to post on my Instagram. So I just want you guys to like see that, like, obviously, like, we know what we're doing. We would never steer you wrong. And it's one of those things where you got to post about it sometime. And for me, a lot of my friends came around. She unmuted my posts and stories. You know what I mean? Like, she ended up buying a product from me. A lot of people who watched me from the beginning, or were my 82 followers when I started my Instagram, half of them bought products from me. Hair, skin, and nails. They joined the team. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, if you were interested in this and you have friends, don't you think that they might be interested, or family? Like, why deny them? And a lot of people are like, when I tell them like, oh, like, try to get your shopping spree, because you touched on that and how amazing that is. A lot of people are like, oh, well, I don't think my mom would be interested. Well, how do you know? You didn't ask. you don't know what your mom like, maybe you do, but like for me, like, you know what I mean? Like I asked literally everybody, and I had my boyfriend's grandma sign up as my first customers, and I never would have pegged her as somebody that was going to buy my products ever. You know what I mean? So you never know, guys. And that's why a lot of times, like, you'll always say to me, like, there's no harm in asking. Like, what is the worst they're going to do to you? They're going to say no. Like, that's it, you know? So why not take the chance on it? Okay, so the last thing I want you to talk about, and obviously then we'll open it up for questions. I know there were questions already and people are texting me questions. If you guys are texting me questions, put them in the chat so that she can like go through them at the end, and we can run through those. But I do want you to talk about conference and basically like, just like, I guess like I know you did a video on it in our page, but just kind of like really like how it personally changed your life, how you felt when you were there, how you felt before you went, you know, just like the whole kind of like just the feeling of it, I guess.
Okay, yeah. So I'm going to say this. If you're not coming to conference, you're missing out on a 50% pay increase come 2020. I'm just saying that. If you're not coming to conference, you're missing out on a 50% pay increase. And I'm also going to say this, if you didn't watch my live video, it's hard for me to take in when someone says they're too broke, because guys, I got paid $8,000 a year. Okay, $8,000 a year when I first started this business, not because of It Works income, but because of my daycare income. And I got to conference. By the skin of my teeth, I got to conference, but I got to conference. I talked to everyone and their mother. I was like, babe, can your aunt buy a wrap for me for $25? He was like, yeah, just ask her. She ended up giving me like 30, I think, because she felt really bad for me. And I think I washed my dad's car in the freezing rain like 5 times, not the freezing rain, but the freezing weather like 5 times, because I just wanted like 20 extra bucks. Like I just found a way to get there. And if you're not finding a way to get there, you're really missing out. So how many people feel, and this is honesty hour, how many people feel like you don't really think you could be successful in this business? Just raise your hand. It's okay. I felt like that. So I'm not raising your hand. But if you don't think you could be successful in this business, I personally believe that it's because you just see this company on Instagram, and like you see it on Facebook, and you know, you talk to your enroller over text, and it doesn't feel real. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't feel like it's a real thing. And then you get to conference. Guys, you guys want to laugh with me real quick? My first conference, there was a group of 5 Amish women who were all diamond. And I was like, wait a minute, if they're Amish and diamond, I can be diamond too. This is awkward. Literally, I'm not even kidding you. It makes you think, if they can do it, I can do it. Come meet me in person. I'm a weirdo. I'm seriously very weird. I'm strange. I do my own thing. I'm like all over the place. I'm a hot mess. People think I have like my crap together, and I'm like, no, you know, come meet me in person, you know. And it's like, seriously, when you go to conference, everything changes. Everything changes. Like suddenly you realize that, oh wait, I can do this too. Everyone's just like me. They're not these normal magical, or they're not these magical unicorns, like they're normal people. So before I went to conference, I was like so excited that I committed because of all the hype that people were doing, like putting around it. I was like, okay, it must be something special. So I was excited. And then when I got there, I was like relieved. I was like, oh my God, I don't have to have like blonde hair and blue eyes and, you know, perfect teeth. And I don't have to act or talk a certain way. Like Jade Hooper has green hair, and Tiffany Her just told me she looks like a hot mess. And, you know, Jocelyn Gates just told me she's sweating through her sweatshirt or whatever. Like all these people were so normal. And I was like, oh my God, if they can do it, I can do it. And I freaked out. And from that moment on, I just caught the vision of this company. And with every single conference year, not only did I rank up, but my pay went up. So I will just give you a little numbers example. My very first conference, I was a distributor. And I'm going to be totally honest, I did feel like quitting at the time. That's because I was a negative Nancy. Like I said, I don't sugarcoat anything. That's totally being real. I was making like $75 every single month as a distributor. Okay. The very next conference, so exactly a year later, I went as a diamond, My first diamond paycheck was $1,100. My highest diamond paycheck was $4,000. Okay, and I had made a $10,000 bonus. I was a double diamond at my next conference with a few girls behind me on my team. My highest double diamond paycheck was $8,700, and I had made a $15,000 bonus. Okay. And then the most recent one, obviously, I was a triple diamond. I was 134 in the entire company, guys. We have millions of distributors, and I was 134. Lindsay Brighindi from freaking Shelton, Connecticut. Don't come stalking me. Thank you. I'm just kidding. From Shelton, Connecticut. I was probably like 134 out of 150 in my freaking high school class for graduating. I passed high school with a D, and I cheated my entire way through. I know, terrible. I got bullied. I got picked on. You know what I'm saying? Like, so funny. This is just such a random fact, but like my boyfriend was so popular in high school and I was so not popular in high school, and I was no one special. That's basically what I'm saying, is like I was no one really special. And so if I can do it, you can do it. And I think that's what really conference tells you. Because if you meet me in person and then you see me on stage, you're like, wait, Lindsay's like such a weirdo, and like she's on stage, like if she's on stage, like I can be on stage, like she's like burping and like talking about how she's sweating and like she's on stage, like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just like, that's just how I am. But anyway, guys, get to conference, because like I said, if you're not, you're missing out on a 50% pay increase. And you might just always think that you can't do it, but if you go to conference, you're going to know that you can. So
oh, I love that so much. And
yeah.
I think that's like literally exactly how I felt, of like I can do this, you know what I mean? And it's all about feeling, and they talk about this in The Secret, but it's really about the feeling that you have. It's like when, you know, the same time that you guys are messaging and you're posting and maybe you're doing all the things and you're wondering why you're still not enrolling. Okay, are you in a negative mindset? Are you like, you know, just feeling like blah, I'm just gonna send some messages? Like, guys, when I wake up in the morning sending some messages, I feel the way I felt at conference, that I'm just like, yes, like let's go. And if I don't feel that way, I put myself in that mood, because why go one single day of being unhappy? If you can choose to be happy every single day, why would you not? You know what I mean? And I feel like so many of you guys are like, I'm doing all the things, but I'm not getting anywhere. It's your mindset, it's your attitude, and it's the way that you portray yourself. You know what I mean? Or if you're just posting memes all day on your Facebook page and you're not using your Instagram, like, no, you're not going to get anywhere. You know what I mean? And that's why I literally love how Lindsay has just been so real and raw with you guys this whole time here, and that it wasn't a straight shot. It wasn't easy. And she wasn't like, she's not anybody special, even though she's a freaking rock star. You know, look where she is now. Like, look what she's done with herself. She's had so many naysayers, so many people, you know, rat on her. Like, I'm sure like you had family and stuff that told you like, you can't do this. You know what I mean? Like, how many people do you come across that are just, yeah, that's a scam, or like, you know, whatever.
I had an article written about me and posted on, when was it? It was called like the Penguin something. Literally, it was written. My name was written. Yes, I had to take legal action. I'm not kidding. Like, I know it's funny now, but I'm not kidding. An article was written about me of how pathetic I was for doing It Works. Me and two other girls from my hometown. So yeah. And if I could get past that, you can get past your freaking best friend Sarah being like, oh my God, those raps are so lame, girl. I had an article written about me.
Yes, I literally love that. And a lot of people, I feel like, especially like on our team, have a lot of like negative things, you know, family members kind of knocking them down, or Aunt Judy doesn't want to put up a post for her because like her business is too spammy or whatever. I had people tell me when I went home for Thanksgiving break, just real quick, haven't told anybody this. When I went home for Thanksgiving break with my boyfriend's family, they were like, so is all you're going to post about is It Works? yeah, it's making me money. Yeah, I'm going to post about it. And they were like, well, why don't you post about your real life? I was like, that is my real life. This is my life. You know what I mean? Like, I just want you guys to realize, like, this is a lifestyle. Like, our CEO, Mark Pentecost, will say that over and over and over again. And it's not for the people who try our products. Not only for them is it a lifestyle, but it is a lifestyle for us. It's an amazing life. And like Lindsay said, if you can't post about, you know, like, I got this for an extra income, post about it for the freedom that you have. If you get more time with your kids or whatever. And again, if you don't know how to live post, go freaking scroll back 6 months on my page and copy and paste, like, and change it, you know? Don't say that you're making like 4 figures when you're not. Don't lie to people, you know? Say where you're going. And if you're like, really, like, I only make $50 a month or I have made a paycheck, say where you're going. Say that you're going to make $5 a month. You're going to promote to Ruby, whatever. Say where you're going, because people want to follow that. You want to inspire people. People don't want to look at me and read your negativity about your soggy McDonald's bun. They want to read about your life and how amazing it is, and that they should join this too. So I think there are questions in here. I know that there's one. I'm going to read it to you here. Okay, here we go. So this says, I haven't had anyone that I have followed that I don't know gain an interest. And I've done the same thing as you, meaning I've used word for word what Haley said to me. So far, all of my LCs are just people I know. So like haven't gotten signed up someone that they don't know. How do you get past that? I also thought that I had VPs in the books this weekend, but they backed out.
Okay, so real quick while I'm thinking of it, you need to have more than 2 potential distributors under your belt. You need to at least shoot for like 10 a day. And then as for the customers, hold on. I'm just going to finish in the room. Thank you. Hold on. Let me just go in my bedroom real quick. Sorry. I'm like a hot mess. Hold on. We got to get some light up in here. Okay, so you need to have more than 2 potential distributors in the book. That's like a no-brainer. I shoot for, I mean, we have the VIP lounge page now. So I shoot for like at least 10 in there every single day. I don't always need it, but it's better than just having 2. Like 2, like that's awesome. But like, you're not going to get very far if you just have 2. Now, with people you don't know becoming an LC, I have to ask you this. Do you believe you can sign people you don't know as LCs? It all starts with your mindset. So if you're like freaked out to reach out, make sure you're admitting that to yourself. And then you are boldly, with all of your courage, moving forward. Okay? Because the only people I ever signed up were strangers. So like, I understand where like you might be uncomfortable, because like to me, thinking about signing people up that I do know is actually weird. So I can imagine for you it'd be the opposite, but you just have to get over it. Have to like get over yourself, get over your own, you know, like don't be stubborn, don't be prideful, and just like think to yourself, I'm missing out on so many sales by not reaching out to people and like being confident in it. Like, there was a girl I talked to today for 2 seconds who was like, oh my God, I just feel your spunk and energy. Like I'm totally going to sign up on Tuesday. I don't know her. You know what I'm saying? So having that belief in yourself and just going like full force forward, because the worst thing they're going to say is no. I rarely ever have people who say to me, I don't know you. This is so weird. Like that doesn't happen. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, I love that. And that's literally what I tell my girls is I'm like, listen, if you guys don't have any family or friends that support you, that's fine, because my first 2 people were my boyfriend, my boyfriend's grandma, and then my other 2 people for my shopping spree were people I had no idea who they were. And I just followed them randomly on Facebook. I didn't even have mutual friends. It was really awkward. They were like, how do I know you? And I was like, oh, I just liked your profile. I didn't know what to say. So guys, like honestly, like anybody out there can want our products and to change their life. And the next question is what was your favorite part of conference? I guess like maybe like any conference, because I know you've been to more than one.
Oh my gosh, the whole entire thing, because honestly, going into conference, I thought it was like a black tie event where we had to like sit at a coffee table and like cross our hands and be really quiet. And then I walked in and there was like this person in a green suit. I'm not even kidding. And this other girl had like a tutu on, and everyone was like eating hot dogs and like, you know, going out to lunch. And like there was like a concert outside, and like 2 conferences ago, I won a private cocktail party with our CEO. And then this most recent conference, I won like a dinner cruise with him. And I was like, oh my God, that's lit. So honestly, the whole entire thing. I mean, literally, if they're talking too much and like you get bored and like it's very impossible to get bored, but I'm just, I'm just saying, like, for instance, like if they're just at a segment where they're talking, like you can get up and go to the bathroom and eat and like meet new people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Cindy Pentecost, who's his wife, prays over every single chair in the house. So like if you go, you're already prayed over and your business is already blessed. So I mean, the whole entire experience just gives me chills. I get more excited about it than Christmas, and I'm a Christmas freak. So yeah.
Hold on one second. I gotta meet somebody. Sorry. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, literally that is so awesome. And I totally agree. I don't think I don't know, like just the feeling is my favorite part. Like just like how I feel the whole time I'm there. Like when I went to bed, I was like, I couldn't sleep. I was so excited. And like, honestly, guys, okay. So what would you say to someone? So this is for me. What would you say to someone, who's just like, I'm trying to think. I had like exactly what I wanted to say and I'm totally blanking now. Oh, what would you say to someone? I know that you kind of touched on this a little bit, but if they were just like, I don't know how I'm going to find like the $200 and something for my ticket. Like, what would you tell to someone if they were like, I just don't know how to get that? Like, I don't even have money to run an auto shipment. What would you tell them?
Okay. Bull shark.
Done.
Stop it.
Okay.
You can find it. Okay. I didn't have it either. Like, guys, I literally did. Like, I'm not even like sugarcoating it. Cause like, I would tell you, okay, I'm going to be totally honest. I had like money stashed away. I had $5 in my bank account and my checking was like negative 12 cents. And then there was a pending charge for like negative 35 because I was going over the limit. So I literally begged 3 different people, and I used like my paycheck was coming the next day from my job, and I used like part of that money too. You cannot tell me you have no way of getting the $269 unless you're literally living on a cardboard box in the middle of the road. And if you are, come to my house, I will adopt you. Not even kidding. And like, guys, I made a giveaway. If we get 5 extra people to come, I will do a raffle for $50. And if you win that $50, you're going to only pay $219. Please find a way. You are missing out if you don't. Do you have a mom, a dad, a grandma, a grandpa, a uncle, some sort of supervisor, a brother, a sister, cousins, best friends? Ask your nail lady if she wants to buy a wrap. Just do it. I was talking to a girl today and I was like, you just need to buy the ticket. I was like, you just need to find a way. She's like, okay, I'm just going to find a way. Just do it. If you have a credit card, wow, you had more of an upper hand than I ever did. You know what I'm saying? If you have a savings account, you have way more of an upper hand I ever did. I didn't have either, and I found a way. So hello, you can do it. Just do
Love
it.
that. Yes, I didn't have a credit card either until like recently. So yeah, I feel that. And I don't know, like I just want you guys to never like rule yourselves out. I feel like a lot of people will look at a dollar amount. Same thing with making an income with this. They'll look at that dollar amount and be like, I can't do that. You know what I mean? And that's why you need to go to conference, is to believe that you can. Just like she said, like knowing that like you are just like everybody else. Like someone stood up there and said that they were super addicted to drugs for years. And now she's literally in the second rank of the company. She's got 2 beautiful baby girls and she's married and she's completely sober and she has full faith in God because of this business. And I was like, oh my God, that is so amazing. I'm like crying through, like tears are in my mouth. I'm like drowning, but like seriously, so amazing. You know what I mean? And like she said, you get to see all of us in person. You know that this is real and that it's, I don't know, like it's just so much fun and I just love it. So I don't ever want you guys to rule out conference because it is so important, because I didn't realize how important it was. Literally, Lindsay was like, you're coming to conference, right? And I was like, Liz, don't tell Lindsay that I'm not coming. And she's like, yeah, I'm telling her. And I was like, holy crap, I'm so screwed because she's going to make me go. And I'm so glad that you guys did, because so much changed after conference, so like my whole life changed. So I want you to leave us just with one tip, just like one tip that you have out of everything, just for anybody in this business.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Gosh, one tip. I'll give the tip that I heard that changed everything for me is get over yourself. Like seriously, get over yourself. because the only thing that's ever going to hold you back in this business is you. You can't bullshit a bullshitter. I don't want to swear if there's kids around, but like, you guys cannot come to me and say any excuse, because I've used it before and I've done that. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop blaming your team for the reason you're not successful. Stop blaming your upline. Stop looking at like, well, why don't we have this product, and why isn't there any bonuses out right now? Look at the mirror and think, how can I be better, and how can I lead my team to where I want to be? And then if there's that little voice inside your head that says you can't do it, be like, shut up, stop talking. Because guess what? It's just a voice. It's not a force. It's not like some evil force comes in your living room and like ties you up and kidnaps you and prevents you from working. It's literally the stupid voice that you have in your mind that just tells you things that aren't true. And fear is a liar, and it's not real. And you're missing out by not just getting over yourself. Like, seriously. Like, have you ever just been so sick of your own like attitude and lack of like work ethic that you finally just think, oh my God, I seriously am like over myself. I'm so annoying. Like, let me move forward, you know? And so if you're at a spot where I call no man's land, you're not really moving forward, not necessarily moving backwards. You're enrolling here and there. You're maybe making, $60 to $200. Then you're in no man's land. Okay. It's not a bad thing. You can get out of it. Don't be the person stuck in it. Reach out. Use your resources. Talk to your upline. Just post. Who cares if you look like a dang fool while doing it? Okay? Like, just do the things you're never going to regret going the extra mile. It's not crowded there. I'm going to tell you that much. All right? There's not a lot of people that go there. A lot of people stay stuck where they are because they just never get over themselves. Don't be that person. Don't be the person that blames everything on, everything else and never moves forward. Okay. And also too, we're having a dream board Zoom. I moved it to 9:45 because I have to eat, but we're having a Zoom in 45 minutes. Guys, I don't care if your dream board is made out of this sheet of paper. Get on and start dreaming, start plugging in, because if you're not hopping on these Zooms and power hours and family calls and learning, you're not going to go anywhere. And you guys want to go somewhere, because if you didn't, you wouldn't be on this Zoom. Okay. So that's all I have to say. Honestly, just get over yourself and do it. And I'll see you at conference. And honestly, let me just say real quick, if you're on this Zoom, and I'm going to screenshot everyone's names right now. Yes, I literally just screenshotted it. I will be contacting you about coming to conference. And no, you can't get away from it.
No, you cannot escape, Lindsay. No joke. Oh my God, that's so great. I loved all of that. Thank you so much. Can we all please write thank you in the chat? I'm going to stop recording now. Thank you so much, Linz. I'm going to let everybody thank you.
You're welcome.